Tes. Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, good afternoon, student. How are you today?
Yeah, we are good.
You're doing great. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Is there any of you that absent from today class? Iris?
I'll present.
I'll present. Okay, good job. I'm so glad that our today class is full of you. Okay, so before I have already met you.
Maksudnya, ya di mute itu beneran. Udah bener apa? Udah nggak apa? Tadi udah di.
Okay, sorry. So before we begin the class, for class leader, please lead the prayer.
Okay, before we start, let's pray together. Pray begin. Okay, pray finish.
Thank you, class leader. All right, for today's class, we will continue where we left off from previous week. So previously, we have already learned the variation in human. You still remember? Okay, so we already know how the human have a distinct variation despite the same species. Now we will talk about variation in animal. You can see in this picture, and there's a bunch of cats, but do you know, does every cat belong to the same species or not? Can any of you answer it? Okay, boleh. Inur, you can answer.
So, in my opinion, and as far as I know, every breed of cats is belong to the same species.
Belong to the same species. Okay. How about Najla? Najla, do you have different opinion?
I think they don't belong to the same species because they have like different characteristic and morphology, but I could be wrong.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Kinur and Najla. So before we continue, I will do the quick voting. Those who agree with Kinur, please raise your hand. Kinur said they are the same species. Please raise your hand. Okay. Okay. Five. Indah. Gak ada mau nemenin Najla ini. Okay. All of you except Najla said they are belong to the same species. Why do you think so?
Because they.
Okay. Please raise your hand. Is that okay? You can answer.
Because they are cat and have same yeah, Latin name, same like Latin name like Felis catus, right?
Okay. Okay, good answer. Is that does either have different opinion?
No, it's the same opinion, but I just adding the explanation. Maybe if we take the context to human, the breeding same as race. So in human, we have Caucasian, we have Negroid, we have Caucasian, Caucasoid, okay, Negroid, Mongoloid. They have different traits, like different color of skin, sometimes different form of eyes, and something or hair or hairline. But all of us is actually Homo sapiens. So I think, okay, the breeding, if we take the context into human, it's same as race. So I think all of cats breedings is the same species, which is Felis catus.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Kinur. You want to okay.
I want to have like a little rebuttal. Maybe
Okay.
not every cats, because if we considered like lion or leopard, they sometimes some people call them like big cats. So I wouldn't say like every cats belong to the same species. Maybe in this picture, in this context, they all belong to the same species. But if we talk about like the big cats in general, they're not belong to the same species. That's my rebuttal.
Najla. Okay, Kinur, you want to Elaborate. Cats is, you mean the cat's breeding or cat like lion? Okay. Okay, so all of you, the answer of all of you is correct. Just like how Najla said, I specifically doesn't choose species name or nomenclature name of the cats, but rather just cats. If you ask artificial intelligence or ask any book, does cat belong to the same species? The answer will be no. They don't belong to the same species because the definition of cats is rather larger than we all know. It doesn't limit to the home or domestic cat. If you talk about domestic cat, just like Iza said, yes, they belong to the same species. Like in this picture, with orange cat, black cat, white cat, they have different color of fur, but they belong to the same species. But if we consider the subfamilies and anything else, yes, there are big cats. Because when we talk about taxonomy, there are also family, subfamily, and anything else, and they still belong to what we can know as cat, but they are belong to the same species. Okay, are we clear in here?
Yes.
All right, great. So continue. Today, kok nggak gerak? Sorry.
Di ini mungkin di touch.
Touch. Okay, so today we will do a little practical investigation regarding variation and selection limited to animal. And okay, wait. Kok kayak mana sih keyword? Okay, before we get into the practical investigation, I would like to ask you something first. So we know the variation is caused by
Gene, mutation.
gene. Okay, where do we find gene in our body?
In the chromosome.
In chromosome, well done. So in the chromosome, one species, do we where our chromosome came from?
Our nucleus, our
From
your mother
and your
your
father.
mother.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Ethan. Good job. So yeah, every species have their gene that package in their chromosome that came from both their parents, right? And you might already observe your parents how they have different traits altogether. Maybe your exact father has a curly hair, but his mother has straight hair. And how about Izat?
A mix.
A mix, okay. So there. Okay, so Izat might have not so straight, but not so curly hair or wavy hair, right? And maybe you seen in the TikTok or any other social media that the parents have, one of the parents is Negro, but the other parents is Caucasian. How about the children? How about their children?
There would be like sometimes they still sometimes they still have their melanin.
Okay, they might have black in color,
Yes,
like
they
their
have-
parents, or they might be white. But
but like
can they have a red or mid color between black and white?
ginger.
They're not ginger. Our skin color doesn't cover
Different
ginger, I
parents.
think. Like brown,
Brown.
sawo matang ya kalau dipakai. Brown, ya. Kok gak nyata? And yes.
Pen.
So, thanks. So these are the possibility of the skin color comes from the parents who have black and white skin tone. And why does they might have tan in color, not black or white?
Because the gene dominate.
Okay, previously we have learned about alleles, right? Alleles. So alleles, there are dominant alleles and also recessive alleles. Alleles comes in pairs. So when your parents might have been a recessive, black may be dominant, yeah. So there will be B uppercase, while the white one is B lowercase, and while upon fertilization, they might have a B uppercase and B Yes, and this is not necessarily means even though it's dominant heterozygote, it doesn't necessarily mean they will have a black in color. They might have tan in color. So they're causing the variation in specimen. And we will try move on to our investigation. For today investigation, we wouldn't do group investigation, but rather individual investigation. Before I share the worksheet, may you please prepare your pencil or pen? How many of you today? 3, 6, 7. You don't have pen, you can ask your friend if they draw. Okay. You already have your pen ready? I don't know if I have my pen. You can use your pencil.
Yeah.
Okay, here's for you. We have start. You can give it to Anita. Okay, it's for you. Okay. All of you already have your worksheet? Okay. So, before we start, I have several cards in here containing the picture of certain animals. I wouldn't say what the animals is first, but you can come in front, get her around in here. Can you? Please come forward, okay? Please come forward. And before you take the picture on the card, please observe the picture. Okay. What is the species of this? Drosophila. What is Drosophila? Okay, not the species, but what is? Foot fly. Okay. So, do you think the picture come from the same foot flies? No. No. Why? Because they have different traits.
Yeah.
Okay, they have different traits. All right. So this is what you will do. You will take one of your own specimen and you will have to draw it in your worksheet. Draw it as specific as possible. You might want to give a explanation, like giving it a arrow and said, oh, this is the eyes are red in color, and please choose one of them now. You don't have to tell about it. You can just give a rough. Please do it in your seats. Okay, thank you. Okay, you have already got your. Okay. Okay, you can do it in your seat. You have exactly 3 minutes to draw it. Okay. Please draw it as specific as possible as you can. In the bottom of the worksheet, there are a kind of ruler, but you can ignore it because yeah, this is a picture, not a real specimen. Yeah, you can pressing it. 21 May.
Big but it's small.
Don't forget to add every little details. You can write it down. You doesn't necessarily have to draw it if you don't have confidence in your draw. I just want to say sorry, Miss.
I'm not good at this.
Don't worry, I'm not that good also. Oh, is that? It seems that you have a talent in drawing. Okay, 1 minute more.
Haven't drawn the wing.
Please don't forget to add description to your picture, to your drawings. It's okay, you can just. You can write down like how there are eyes. It, because I haven't yet explained to you what's different between male and female butterfly, you can have to get into that much detail. You can just describe the morphology that you've seen, okay? Okay, time's up.
All right.
Okay, can I get the picture backs? Okay. Please give me your pictures. All right, so best now the real game begins. You already have your own sketch, right?
Yes.
And now you have to guess which one this your species based on your drawings.
Oh, I know my.
Okay, so slow down. Okay, who wanna first show which one is your species? Please raise your hand. Is that okay? You can come from.
Oh, ke depan
Yeah.
ini.
Okay. Please come front and explain why you think this is your species.
I think it is my space. I think this is this is my species of drawing because the eyes were red, and then in the abdominal depan ya?
Abdominal, yes.
Yeah, back abdominal, like in the back, he has like ada garis hitamnya gitu. Kalau misalnya yang sebelah sini kan full hitam. Kalau di situ ada garis hitamnya. In every segment has
Yes, they're
the
segmented
yeah.
color. All right.
Yes.
Anything else? Do you want to point out?
Okay, I think just it.
Okay. Can I borrow the sticky notes? Okay, so you would like to put you need to claim your species. Thank you, Izzat. You can come down. Okay, next Najla. This is Izzat. Okay, please write down your name and explain. Who's speaking? Yours? I forget your assignment. Okay, all right. You can choose your specimen and explain why this is yours.
All right. Where's my baby?
My baby, minyak telon.
I think this is mine.
This is yours? Why?
I think because they have white eyes and they have a black abdomen and they also have a luminescent wings. So I think they look the same, but I'm quite confused between the top one and the other one, but I'm choosing that one.
Okay, so basically there are 6 otters that have white eyes, but you choose this one because they have black abdominal.
Yes. They have
Aren't they? The otters also have black abdominal.
Yeah, they do, but from the pose, I memorized the pose like
Okay.
it looks the same. Bro.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you, Najwa. You can go back to your seat. Okay, next one. Okay, Anissa, please come up and choose your species.
Mine is the red eye one.
Right eye ones. Oh, this is easy, isn't it? Because they only two that have.
Probability is 50-50, right?
Okay, Anissa. Okay. Ansinkos Antan. Intan. Oh, all right. Sorry. Okay, Intan. Please explain why this is yours.
The first time, the first features I can say that mine is the red eye one. So this is around these two, right?
Hmm.
And the other features, it has like rounded
Shoulder.
abdomen.
Okay.
So the kaki is kind of longing.
They're talking.
Characteristic I can explain is the wing color is like mother of pearl.
Okay.
Mother of pearl.
Skincare.
That's all.
Okay, thank you, Anita. Okay, so since we have a limited time, it will be only three of you will come from and claim your species. Really seems like I hit in relief. Okay, so these are different species altogether, but different specimen altogether, but the same species. Okay, but even though they are the same species, Iza mentioned that he chose the specimen because of the red eyes. While Naja chose hers because it have white eyes. Why? The same species will have different eyes color.
Okay.
I think because the genetic,
She's genetic.
uh,
What
so
happened with the cat?
when it's Nigella sample has a genetic that can show white eyes, and mine a sample is have a genetic that show red eyes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Is that for your answer? I want to elaborate more in this. So, since there are more prone to have white eyes, let's assume that their original color of eyes is white. All right. So, why they are in the prototype? There are no red eyes. What happened to them? Why, even though they originally have a white eyes, now they also have some specimens that have red eyes. Why? Okay, understand? Because of mutation. Okay, because of mutation, right? Mutation alter our genes and therefore alter our phenotype. But what causes mutation? William, you might want to answer. Okay, development. Environment. Okay, well done, Farhan. Yes, like I have said in our previous class that our phenotype is not only caused by our genotype, but also because our environment. The interaction between environment and phenotype causes what we call as phenotype, right? And in this case of the fruit fly, their mutation might be because the environment, either their environment forced them to have red eyes, so that they're more prone to their predator or maybe their prey. So yeah. Okay, next. Okay, this wouldn't be our topic today. Okay. Before we continue, I have a barcode in here, and this barcode will lead you to an article, and I would like for you to scan and read it. Okay. Have you guys already scanned it?
I'm sorry, I just capture your head.
That's okay. Okay. Sudah? You've done? Have you done? Okay, I will also show you the article in here, but you will have preferably read it in your own phone. So, do we on the same page? Are we on the same page? Yes, okay. You have around 30 seconds or to 1 minute to read it. And I would like for one of you to explain what have you read. So this is about paper mouth. You can see this is paper mouth. And this also paper mouth. What happened to this paper mouth? In the first picture, they have black wings, black aprons, and now there are blacks and pale aprons. What happened to them? Okay, Nazla, you already got your get of the article? Okay, guys, please pay attention first to your friends.
So from what I've known and read from the articles, so what happened was the black moth is the one that are more likely not to be hunted by the predators because they have variations in their genetics that causes their color to be more black. And the reason why this moth became usually like we see them more often, especially in Britain, is because like in the article stated in the 19th century, there's it's the start of an industrialization revolution that makes all of the tree barks much more darker. And so for the white moth, it would be harder for them to survive to not get eaten by the predators because they have such a stark contrast because of this all this pollution. So then the moths started to mutate in their genes and then they have like much more darker wings and that's how they can survive in a new place basically.
Okay, thank you, Najla, for your explanation. So let's conclude the point from Najla explanation. First, this box, no, moth, yeah, okay, this moth. I'm sorry. This moth originally had what color?
White wing.
White. Okay, they have white or pale appearance. Yeah, they have white colors. And then what happened to them?
They became more
They become
more darker.
more
Black.
dark.
More dark.
They have a black, okay, black appearance. So, what caused them to change from white wings to black wings? Variation. Okay, different. Okay, so adaptation. All right, what adaptation? What they are adapted to?
The environment changes.
Okay, so the environmental change caused them to have variation. Okay,
Yes.
okay. And regarding their environmental change caused them to have different variation. But does this variation give them more chance of survival?
Yes.
Yes. Which one will have higher
The
survival?
black one.
The black one. Why they have a higher survival change?
Since they blend in their environment more.
Okay. What kind of environment they blend to?
The tree bark because they get more darker.
Tree bark.
Tree barks. Or maybe the buildings. The buildings can
Okay.
also have the pollution.
Now the previously have point out there are revolution of industry, right? The one with the revolution of industry, there are much more factory pollution, and therefore our environment, our air become much darker.
Yeah.
And what do you which one from this one do you think will have higher chance of survival?
The black one.
The black one, even though they're originally white and previously this white color defend them from the predator, but due to the environmental changes, it caused them to have lower survival chance, and there are more black moths today. Okay, is there any change more from this month? Apakah ada perubahan lagi dari moth ini? Apakah sudah?
Like black and urban tree trunks. I think I mentioned them earlier.
Okay. Okay.
That was the cause from the pollution because the tree has much more darker bark, so
Mhm.
it would be much more advantageous for the black moth to blend in.
Okay, thank you, Najwa. Yeah, so this day we have encountered black moth more often than the white one because they are change of environment and their adaptation. But in this passage, we have to mention that moth have a short lifespan, and so this evolution occurs in rather fast pace. Okay, and in here, so. Okay, so yeah, because we have limited time, I will pause it here. Mm. Okay, you have already drawn your sketch and there are page 2 in your worksheet, isn't it? Okay, you already have read your article, so the last page will serve as your evaluation based on what you have worked on and what have you already, and you can write it down and collect the worksheet by the end of the class. Okay. I'm sorry. That's for our investigation. Before I close the class, can any of you give a conclusion of what we learned today? Okay, Zed, please.
I think variation can be caused by mutation, environmental change. I think that's the point of our class today.
Okay, thank you, Izzat. And based on your passage read, why do you think variation is important to our population? There's adaptation to our environment. It causes variation. So why is variation important?
It could be life or death for the species because like the passage earlier mentioned, the adaptation can be advantages and disadvantages to some variation in gene. So it is important for the species to be able to adapt and survive in the world.
Okay, thank you, Naza. Well done. So these are the conclusions of our class today. Since our time is up, the evaluation will have to be done by yourself. And for the next week, we will learn about evolution more deeply. And before we close the class, for class leader, please lead the prayer.
Here, we probably add today, let's pray together, pray together. Pray together.
Okay, thank you, class leader. And that's it from today. Thank you for your active participation, and I'm sorry for any lack of today class. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.